If you're using tubular track to run your trains, and it's been a while since you've had it out of the box and set it up, we want to make sure that we point out the proper way to connect a lock-on to tubular track. It is possible to connect this lock-on improperly, and that's done by doing this. That is incorrect and will create a dead short on your railroad. The proper way to connect a lock-on to tubular track is to use this tab that runs the width of the lock-on, place it against the outside rail, and simply snap the other tab over the lip on the center rail. This is the proper way to connect a lock-on to tubular track. It's important to note that the connector of the tab, the wire tab for number 1, goes to A, B, C, or D on your transformer. And the wire tab labeled number 2 connects to either the common post or the post labeled U as in uniform. If you're using tubular track to run your Lionel trains, it's important to note how the track is configured. You'll notice that here we've got a tie. This tie connects this outside rail to this outside rail electrically. This way, when you put the lock-on on this rail and the center rail, the metal tie transfers the power from here through this metal tie to this outside rail. You'll notice that right here on the center rail there's a black insulator paper between the tie and the rail. That insulator paper is there to electrically isolate this center rail, which is AC hot, from these outside rails and tie, which is AC ground. If after connecting all of your track you have not placed the trains on the track and you apply power only to discover you have a short circuit, it is because one or more of these insulated papers is either torn, allowing the tie to touch the center rail, or is missing, allowing the tie to touch the center rail, thus creating a direct short. The easiest way to determine which track it is to simply disconnect all the track sections using your lock-on, apply power to the track by placing the lock-on on the track itself, applying power. If it does not short out, then you know for certain that this section of track is good, and you move on to the next section of track. Apply the lock-on, turn on the power. If it does not short out, this section is good, and so on until you find the piece of track that is causing or creating the short circuit. The best thing to do is simply replace that piece of track.